How are you doing today? Today, I want to show you a new feature in Microstation and OpenRoads. It's GIS integration. It's going to allow us to bring in shape files, other data from GIS really easily and quickly into Microstation. Let's take a look. You can see here, I've already brought in a bunch of different data. Now, I want to show you how to bring in more data. The first thing you want to do is zoom in to the area that you want to bring in data for. Microstation is going to automatically clip this area. The best way I found to do this, click on your view attributes, turn on background map. This is going to really help you figure out where exactly you're going to bring this data in for. We're going to bring in data right at this intersection. Then you want to make sure you have a coordinate system set up. Now, if you don't have the coordinate system set up, you're not going to be able to do this step of the aerial map. I'm going to use OCRS Portland zone. And then the next part I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the dialog for the GIS integration. Now, with the current release of OpenRoads E 2022 release 2, it's a little bit clunky how it's set up. You have to use what's called a key in, which is a command line, almost like Civil 3D. I am going to just let you take a look at this command here. bl load bentley.arcis cll feature service import. I'd highly recommend just copying and pasting this, but once I hit this here, hit enter, it's going to load it up. Now, how did I get to that key in? Under the home tab, you can see those three buttons there, but you could also click key in, or you could type it in to your key in. I'm going to type this in here, hit enter, and up pops my GIS database. Now, this is where you need to have a link that you can copy in. I'm only aware of public GIS data that can be brought into this. I'm going to type in database. I'm going to connect to this public database, double click here, public data, and I'm going to go down to PBOT assets. And if I click import, it's going to bring in all of these layers. I may or may not want every single one. I can remove certain layers. It's a little bit clunky, a little bit slow, but this is just the way it's set up right now. I can set it to generate new levels or add to active level if I want. I'm going to bring in BES layers, some stormwater layers. These aren't really the layers I want. I'm going to remove that layer. Let's try a different one. I think the one I'm going to want is actually called utilities sewer. It's going to bring in all these different layers. It's going to bring them in wherever I'm zoomed in. If I hover my mouse over here, I can zoom in or zoom out. I'm going to go in pretty tight that when I click import, you can see in the bottom right corner, bringing in all these different levels and all these different layers. For some reason, a few of them gave me errors, escaping islands and corners. I don't really need those. I'm not going to worry about them. Close out of it, and you can see what has been brought in. Let me turn off this map here. So it's a little bit easier to see. We got sidewalks, got line markings, a bunch of these points were brought in as well. You can see this is job numbers. This is curb ramps. Now, something that's really cool about this is it actually brings in the data from GIS, not just the point. So I click on that point and then click on my properties tab here. You can see it has owner, maintenance responsibility. Let's check out a different one here. And here's a lot more data. Here's a pipe length, pipe size, inverts, depths, a lot of information that you can use. What do I like about this? It's really fast, really easy to bring in data quickly, but automatically rotates the data and changes it to the right coordinate system. The data that I actually grabbed from GIS was in a different coordinate system, and it automatically converted it for me. I really like how it brings in all of the data associated with each element. I'm not having to hunt and peck in GIS. There's a few things about this that I don't like. You have to use a key in, which is a little bit clunky. Now, I've heard that Bentley is planning on rolling this out to more widespread use. It's only open in the latest release of OpenRoads. Regular Microstation Connect users are not going to be able to use this. In the next few months, they're going to be rolling this out for all Microstation Connect products as well, all version 10 products. The other thing that I don't really like about it is that every single time I come in here, I have to reconnect to the exact same. I'm doing a lot of clicking. Got to go all the way back down to PBOT assets again. Maybe I only want 3 or 4 of these. I have to go through individually and remove layers. Not very efficient. It would be really cool if we could actually just save and export and then reuse it. A couple more upgrades that would be really nice is if you could have these automatically change to the correct level that you want. And maybe you could have that set up and then saved in a configuration file. I would love it if there was a way, an easy way in this tool to bring in cells instead of points, maybe from a cell library. The last thing I wanted to mention is that I don't know of the ability to access private data, data that requires a login. But if there is a way to do that, I just haven't figured it out. But hopefully that's another thing that gets rolled out because there's a lot of valuable private GIS information out there that different organizations probably want to access. I hope this tool really helps you and have a great day.